What have you been doing out here, honey?
Pulling tomato plants. Look at how beautiful these are. You know, I spend like 2 to 3 hours with these tomato plants, and like they remind me of me.
Yeah.
They're like imperfect, a little lumpy.
Yeah.
Look, there's stretch marks on them. It's like they've been through some stuff, through school, through COVID, 4 children.
So you've been out here giving them inspirational quotes and
Yes.
talking kindly, and you're like, you
It's
can do
gonna
it.
be okay.
Come on, life,
I'm
giving
gonna
them
put
life
you,
coach skills.
I'm gonna put them in the sun, and they're gonna ripen, and they're gonna be just fine.
Like I'm gonna help you, and you're gonna get through this. We're gonna get you out here in the sunlight, and
You'll be
you're
the
gonna have
best
the best
salsa
life
ever.
ever.
I know, but look how beautiful they are.
That's cool. I just wish we had 2 more weeks out
I
here
know.
for them to ripen.
A greenhouse will do a big difference. So, but now, I mean, I barely started. Look, I just barely made a dent. All of that still needs to happen. So
That's crazy.
I only have this left, so I might be like,
Need some extra buckets.
I think I have some extra over there, but I might just take it down to the pigs and be like, I don't know what happened to those green tomatoes. That's how it's gonna go.
I think pull them clusters on the vine and let's lay them out here on this other flower bed or this other garden bed. Let's lay them out here in the sun.
Yeah.
We got until tomorrow afternoon at least to give them a little bit of a shot, and then we can gather them up and see what we can do with them to get them to ripen.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And we can try
this big bucket here, all red tomatoes, so we can start salsa.
Okay.
In a hot minute. So
yeah, that's good. That's great. Got to break out our cheese pots, so we've got our big like 8-gallon pots and stuff, and
we're gonna have to
get after it.
All right. Good. Do you have the choke on?
Oh yeah.
We bought this log splitter about a year ago, and after just a couple of sessions of using it, Everest and Logan worked out a pretty good process for getting through the logs and getting them split and then stacked where they needed to be. We have a nice gas-powered chainsaw, but it's a bit big and intimidating for anybody else to use other than me. So we bought this electric chainsaw to see if that made the difference, and it sure seems to. It's not as intimidating to use, and that means that Ola and Everest can use it with confidence. Ola has used this chainsaw a handful of times, just a little bit here and there, and this is the first chance she's gotten to really go after cutting logs with that chainsaw. This is the morning before the first big storm of the year, and we're just trying to get a bunch of firewood prepped and the garden taken care of and a few things that way before that storm rolls in. Everest and I are going to go work on the barn in a little bit, and Ola and Logan are going to go and take care of the garden chores. Got you some breakfast ready, so why don't you come and eat, and I'll have Everest come out and take over for you. Give him a little training.
The chain. I don't trust him.
I'll train him.
Just kidding.
All right, love.
All right, Logan. We'll take a break for a minute.
Okay. Pretty simple. There's just a couple things. We've talked about chainsaw safety and things like that before, and Everest has been around them quite a bit while I've been using them. This is his first time at really using a chainsaw to cut firewood. After a quick talk about safety and process of how to use the chainsaw, then I'm going to let him run this, and I'll watch him carefully to make sure that he's got it down before letting him go for it. After a couple more cuts, it was time to get on to the barn and the garden. Ola and Logan spent the whole day harvesting the garden and got a couple of pictures of some of the peppers that we got from our haul.
Definitely the storm is coming. And we're supposed to get half an inch of water. So we're gonna quickly, you can tell it's starting to get dark and the clouds are coming in, and it's closer to 7 o'clock, and Mark and Everest are gonna spread some seed real quick down here. We were hoping to install sprinklers. Down here we even had everything marked, but we just didn't get a chance to get it done. We're hoping that this would be nice and green and luscious. So we're doing them green grass and white clover. The white clover is going to go on this pathway right here where Mark and Everest are standing. And that's because you can drive on white clover and just pops right back up.
You want to make sure to throw it high so the wind can scatter. So he's throwing the shade grass seed
Okay, that's a good
in
idea.
the deep of the trees.
Okay,
Try to get a bunch of that in there. I'm gonna throw this other that's quick grow stuff.
okay,
I'm gonna throw it in the open space out here.
okay,
And then this trail that we drive a bunch, I've got some white clover
okay.
that we're gonna throw in the mix of that to help just be a little bit more sturdy plant root.
Yeah,
Because we're gonna still drive in through here
yeah,
with the Ranger and stuff, getting access and doing things.
yep.
So that's kind of the plan there.
We made these little islands by the trees, and we put a bunch of bulbs in. So there's a few of those. So in the springtime, we're gonna have a very colorful mixture.
We've all been working pretty hard all day at this stuff, so we're just trying to get one last thing done before we call it a night and go sit down to a nice hearty meal as a family. Drop a little.
We know we're gonna have to seed this spot, this whole frontage, couple of times before we get really good grass. We plan to also pull tractors across for chickens eventually as well. So we want lots of good grass, lots of good clover, lots of good vegetation growing.
I feel like a flower boy.
Oh, hurry, sing a song while you throw your flowers.
That's not.
Dun 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 dun.
This is like an Italian herb loaf to go with our spaghetti dinner.
Put some fresh tomatoes in there
Yeah, fresh
from our
tomatoes.
harvest.
There's fresh tomatoes, and then there's a jarred tomatoes from earlier in the season. And then our deer meat burger.
Yeah. And everybody worked through lunch today, so they could eat a whole loaf of bread and as much as spaghetti as they want.
Nice hearty dinner to go to relax to.
Yeah. Nice full belly. Everybody will sleep well. That's a beaut. Look at that bread. That's really delightful.
It's nice. There's basil and oregano and garlic in the bread
Nice.
to go and pair with the spaghetti sauce and the. Yeah. Should be good.
Okay.
It's supposed to snow overnight, so we'll get well rested and start salsa in the morning.
I know there's little digger outers, like for, like
How's that again?
digger outers
Digger outers. Huh?
for tomatoes.
Yeah?
Yeah, and there's little, like little tools you can have in the kitchen and stuff, and I've just never been. I just don't want to have a bunch of stuff in here.
Like digger outers.
Like digger outers, yeah. But in our processing kitchen, I want some dang gadgets in there.
Some dang digger outers in there.
I want like a garlic roller. Have you seen those?
I've seen garlic press, but I've not seen a roller.
So you put it looks like a Chinese finger trap.
Oh, I have seen those, yeah.
And they're like green, and you put garlic in there, you roll it.
I think when we do our kitchen, we need about the size of this table as a rolling island in that processing kitchen.
Oh, I agree.
That way it can go up against the wall and out of the way.
Yeah.
But then we can pull it out in the middle like this, and it's just a full butcher block top, so that we can be cut. We don't have to have cutting boards. We can be right on the surface and just cut and go for it.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Whether it's vegetables or meat or whatever we're cutting.
Yeah.
A lot of easy open room to just work with. We're going to go ahead and use all of our tomatoes that are ripe and all of our peppers, and we're going to make a couple of different products. So we're going to make a big batch of salsa. We're also going to make a pepper sauce, and then we're also going to pickle some peppers.
I picked them all in one bucket.
They were all in the upper, down by the... Yeah, so these are either... The big ones are the Anaheims, and these are... Which ones are those?
Are they the sweet or spicy or like super hot?
These are more like a chili, I think. These aren't the... It's not the Hungarian wax. Those are yellow. These kind of go yellow. But
oh, okay. Let me just take a bite out of one.
ooh, take a bite.
What is it?
It's good.
Was my mouth gonna burn?
No, it's not. I hate one.
That's good.
It's a good pepper. We can add these to the Anaheims.
Okay.
And I'm going really good flavor and good flavor profiles, and we can just add that into that for the sauce. So let's do these and the Anaheims together.
Okay.
A 5-gallon pot of tomatoes and about 2 gallons of peppers and onions mixed with another bowl of fresh tomatoes and cilantro to go in later. We're also harvesting seeds as we cut the vegetables. I wanted to try out this time-lapse feature on my camera. I set up the camera up by the barn and then quickly identify Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, Big Dipper and Little Dipper. In my head, I thought, if I can point it at the North Star, then the sky should rotate around that in the time lapse and might look really neat. I don't think I could have been any happier with the results. Well, by the time we got the salsa cooked last night and ready, it was too late to start jarring, so we're going to start jarring this morning. So I'm just warming it up again. Man, that turned out good. tomatoes, peppers, onions, cilantro, salt, and a little vinegar. That's it. Pretty simple. It was snowing again the next day, so my folks came up to hang out with me and help prepare the jars and can all of our produce that we got out of the garden. We got 6 quarts of enchilada / pepper sauce and 7 quarts of pickled peppers and 20 quarts of salsa.